All right, everyone, welcome back to Breslov Efrat here at Shiva David. Mamash, a beautiful day here in Eretz Yisrael. Look at the sun, look at the sky, unbelievable. It's so sad that all the other Jews around, they're suffering. And look what we have. Baruch Hashem. Baruch Hashem. We're in Eretz Yisrael. Avi Eretz Yisrael. Avi Eretz Yisrael is mechakim and makes us wise. Baruch Hashem. Okay, and we learn always for our the little Rachanimo, Yonason Meir ben Michal. Of course, he should get stronger, and he should be able to come to his bris Mitzvah Hashem very soon. Okay, and all the other chaylim of Klal Yisrael, they should all have refuahs and yeshuas. Okay, all right, and we are learning Hilchas Birchas Aperis. We're learning the laws of brachas of fruits, and we're learning the beauty of fruit, right? We're learning the beauty of how HaKadosh Baruch Hu, every year he makes the trees they produce more fruit, and what's the significance of the fruit. It's unbelievable. Okay, and we're learning, we're in Halacha Hey, we're in middle of Zion. Halacha Hey is based on lesson 88, lesson 88 in the Likutey Halachos, okay, which is an amazing idea where the Rebbe is talking about the idea of returning lost items, right? Returning lost items, and Reb Nosson is drawing his lesson on Hilchas Birchas Aperis from that lesson in Halacha Hey. So we learned yesterday an amazing thing. I'll just go over it real quickly. We have an idea that you're not allowed to, you should not take a fruit off the tree before it is mevashel, before it's ripened, right? And we said, why is that? Because the soul that's in that fruit needs time to get ready to be redeemed. Okay? Yes?
So is it, like, I'm going to talk about bananas. Sometimes bananas will ripen at your home if you buy them at a time when they're not ripe.
Yes.
Is that okay to do, or is it really better if you have them ripen on the tree?
No, it's better if you. Okay. Look. If you have a tree that you can pluck, that you can pick it when it's ripe, that's great. But I mean, unfortunately, we don't have trees, so we go to the store, we buy our fruits, and you wait to them till they're mevashel. So the fruit, the soul, it'll still it's better if it's on there, but it's fine. There's nothing we can do. You do the best that you can. Right. We always said you do the best that you can. Okay? You don't have to go. Okay, the soul's not ready, so then therefore you wait for it. Now we said when we came to Klal Yisrael, when we were in Mitzrayim, we came out before we were ready. Right? We came out before we were ready. We were supposed to be there for 400 years. We came out after 210 years, 190 years early. And therefore, when Moshe Rabbeinu came to Klal Yisrael, and they said to Klal Yisrael, hey, Hashem wants to take you out. They said, come on. We know we have record, we have a Masorah, we have our Masorah from Avraham Avinu, that we have to be here for 400 years. It's not 400 years. So then we said that the idea is that HaKadosh Baruch Hu knows, he sees the end, he understands them, and he said that we couldn't wait there any longer. So HaKadosh Baruch Hu took us out, but we didn't yet understand the idea that it was all from Hashem. We didn't understand that concept. We didn't understand that the concept was all Isarusa de La'ela, but it really wasn't something that we were worthy of at the time. This was something to Hashem.
Same thing. I say we weren't right.
We weren't right. Yeah.
We needed 40 years in the midbar to get right.
Yeah. We needed to be ripened. Yeah. No. We're getting there. Hold on. Okay. No. Very good. Okay. So by HaKadosh Baruch, we didn't understand the concept that it was all from Hashem. And then sometimes when you get that awakening from Hashem, you feel so good about it. You feel so good that you accomplished whatever it was. Whether it was a good tefillah. It was a good hisbodedus. It was a good learning. You learned well. You did a good mitzvah. Whatever it is, you feel wow, that was great. You felt some isarusa delayla. You feel something, but then afterwards, what happens? You have the rotzi and the shav. You go back, right? You fall, but then we were stuck by the Yamsuf, right? And we didn't know where to go, and we cried out to Hashem. We realized we have to cry out to Hashem. And it says, Vayishma zakasam. Hashem heard our cry. He heard our cry. And that's how we got we were saved. We were saved, connected to the parsha. Vayishma Yisrael, Masha Shamuova. He's heard about Kriyas Yamsuf, Mechamas Amalek, right? Okay. So the whole idea is that HaKadosh Baruch Hu took us out early, like a fruit is too early, but okay, and that's why on Pesach it's b'chipazon. We said you have to do everything quickly, you have to go out quickly. Everything's b'chipazon, right? With haste, okay. Now we're up to the part where it says. Chametz u'matzah v'zeh bechinas achilas matzah ve'isur chametz shu machmas chipozon hazeh. That's the idea of that we eat matzah, and we're not allowed to have chametz because we're in a time of chipozon. We're in a time of haste. So he said matzah is made within 18 minutes, right? From the start, when the mayim shalonu, the water that was watched overnight is mixed together with the flour. At that time, the water hits that flour. They start the clock. You have 18 minutes. 18 minutes. Mashain came when it comes to, which is not the case when it comes to baking bread. Reb Shalom told us it could take the minimum is 2 hours, right? Is what you said? About 2. The minimum would be 2 hours. Okay, here you have 18 minutes. So the idea about bebechins achilas matzah ve'isur chametz shu b'chipazon k'moshe kosav ki lo yochlu liyismameya. We couldn't wait there any longer. If we had waited in Mitzrayim anymore, we would have fallen to the 50th gate of impurity, and then that would have been a point of no return. Ki mitzias havedus beirur hanitzotzes hu kefi tzemichas hatvua tikkun halechem. The whole idea of Klal Yisrael, we're connected to this idea. The idea of Klal Yisrael is the same way when it's just like the growing of the tvua and the tikkun of the lechem, like we learned the 10 different mitzvahs that are pertaining to bread. We learned the concepts already, right? V'chol zman she'atvua yoytzeis min haaretz v'tzomchos u'gedela v'yoyser nimtzoyin v'oilin ha'avedus v'nistaknim b'yoyser. Okay, so then these soul different things that are in the soul sparks that are in that are in the fruit in the wheat stalk, right? They start to grow and they start to develop. They get ready. They're getting ready to be redeemed. V'chein b'chol pam v'pam ad zman ha'oviv shu zman ha'bishul, until it comes to Zman HaAviv, like we said, that's when Pesach is, the Zman HaAviv. It must be in the springtime. The halacha, the calendar is so adamant that Pesach must be in the Chodesh HaAviv. V'achar kach tzrichin tikkun v'kitzira v'asifa v'tchina, right? Techina uveira, right? And then you have to be kaitzi, you have to cut the wheat, you have to gather it, you have to grind it, and you have to do all the things that you have to do. To be able to make the bread. It's all based on this idea of law of the finding of the lost things and gathering in those lost things, like we learned when we make the bread. We learned in halachas of B'tzias Apas, right? We learned the beautiful idea from the Arizal that whenever that's where Rav Nosson introduced the idea to us, right? Whenever you break the bread from the part where the fire made the dough a little bit more well done. And the Arizal told us that's what HaKadosh Baruch Hu works out, that the soul of that's in that bread is in that part that the oven bakes it most. And that's when you do the betzia, when you break the bread, you break the bread, you make the hamaitzi, you break the bread, you eat that part first, because that's how you make the tikkun for that nefesh in the bread. Remember, it's the same idea.
Zman Bishul is
What?
around Pesach. Zman Bishul is around Shavuos, no?
No, the bishul is around, it starts to get ripened.
Starts.
So it's the time it starts to get ripened. Right? And then they collect the wheat over the time, then they bring it to Shtei Alechem. Right? Choose man habishul. That's the time. I mean, I believe it's not the time it's ripened, it's the time it ripens. It's not in the time of ripening until Chodesh Oven. It's there, but it's not ready to be the. I believe that's what he says. Okay, yesh kama mitzvahs bepas becharisha bezriya v'ksira v'elisa. Elisha, like we learned the 10 different mitzvahs that you have. You have to plow, you have to plant, you have to what do you call it? You have to harvest. You have to knead the dough, Lisha, right? You have to knead the dough. Ki kol zeh yedua she'es zeh le'uma zeh osa elikim, because we know HaKadosh Baruch Hu makes everything HaKadosh Baruch Hu makes everything zeh le'uma zeh. Right? In other words, and then that's why we have the bechira, and any time we're eating anything, we have the bechira to recognize, look what we're accomplishing. It's so beautiful. Look what we're accomplishing while we're eating. We can redeem a soul. Or the person can look at it, oh, that's delicious, and just grab it and eat it. Right? Take if hasitra achra krucha acharea umizgore ba b'yaisa. Whenever it's ready, right? That's why the bakers and everyone, they make everything look so nice. It looks so tempting. It looks so tempting. That's all the sitra achra, to get you to look at it, and you want it for the face value of what it is, but not for what's behind it, the inner beauty. It's like you look at a person. Sometimes the person on the outside looks so nice, but the person's rotten to the core. But it looks good, right? Right? They look nice, but it's rotten. The person, and then you can have another person doesn't look so nice, but the person is the most delightful neshama possible, right? We understand that. That's the example that we have here with people, and we have the idea with the fruits and so on. So we're saying that the whole idea is that there's such value that you can accomplish so much. So therefore the sitra achra is right there to get you to eat it, just to eat it, drink it, whatever the case is, to consume it, just because for the taste alone. So you don't make the accomplishment. The sitra achra doesn't want us to be able to make these accomplishments, to redeem the soul. Kihi miskaberes b'chol pam sheroya v'roitzin lohitzi bila mipia. He wants to take it out. Wow. B'chol ma shemalin oisa yoisa misgabrim b'yoisa. The more you're trying to raise, is the greater the stakes, the more he attacks you. Right? The higher the stakes, the more he's going to attack. Ache besay b'shas gemar hatikun mamish sheroitzim lohitzi legamri. Oz misgaber b'yoyse mispashet me'oid b'chol koichos Rahman l'tzlan. And that's what we said, the idea, right? That we said that, how do you know this? We learned the idea from the Arizal also. We have the veshet, right? We said that we have if you change it to sin, it can become satan, right? Unbelievable. When two people are fighting, right? When you have two people are fighting, and one sees the other guy is getting stronger, so he gets an adrenaline rush, right? He gets an adrenaline rush, and he gives him back harder. In Sichas Haran, Rabbi Nachman speaks about it in lesson 10, and Sicha 10. There's so many different mitzvahs when it comes to us to fortify us against the Sitra Achra. That's why there's so many mitzvahs. Now you understand, right? That's why there has to be so many mitzvahs against the pas. So we do all the mitzvahs and to prepare the pas, we have so much fortification, so we'll be able to make the accomplishment. That's why there's so many mitzvahs. Every time you do another mitzvah, you bop him on the head again. And you weaken him, and you weaken him, and you weaken him. That's why there are 10 mitzvahs when it comes to baking bread. Why 10? Because we know there's the idea of the Esther Kisrin, this Misabusa, the 10 crowns of impurity. So I take the 10 mitzvahs that are there against the 10 crowns of impurity, and I can knock them down. So I can sanctify those sparks, those souls, so they can raise up the way they're supposed to. That's why we have to eat matzah on Pesach. Like we said, the main rectification that happens with wheat is not when it's growing, not when you're grinding it, not when it's dough, but when it's actually bread, right? We said that, right? When it's actually bread, that's when it has the potential of having its final tikkun. Because that's when you take why do we will just review it for a moment. Why is that? Because we said every time, whatever you're doing, from the time that you plant you do your zuriya, right? You do the charisha and the zuriya. When you're doing that, that's all things that you're doing. They're all activities that we're doing. But once the bread is ready, and I take the bread and I put it in my mouth, and I swallow it, now it's up to Hashem. Right? That's up to Hashem what's going to happen, how to digest, everything's going to work. Like we're learning in Kitzur Shulchan Aruch, right? The idea is, right, digestion, all that. But I have no idea how that's going to work. That's based on Hashem, how He wants to do it. It's out of my control. No one can say they control anything once they swallow it. Right? Once they swallow it, nobody knows what's going on inside them. Unless they connect themselves to some kind of, MRI machine or something, maybe they can see the stuff going on.
It can be made here that it's kshanase lechem dafka, not anything else. All the other stuff is not so great.
No, right. The lechem is the highest one, right? The highest one. The same way we learned that the lechem is the highest one. And how do you know? It can pati you from making the other brachas, right? And we learned that, right? And when you make the bracha, maitzi lechem and aretz, whatever's on your suda covers that, right? And we learned the idea with grapes also, right? If you have grape juice, or you have wine, and you have different drinks on the table, right? Let's say you have grape juice and you have some beer, right? So you make the hagafen and you can drink the beer. It covers it.
And Shulchan Aruch also said that the other stuff besides bread is no good.
It's no good, right? Yeah. No, but again, we learned in Kitzur also, he says that you eat a little bit of each thing, right? Eat your bread, that's your main thing, but you eat and you eat other things, but don't overdo it. That's all. Okay. Oh, because when it's bread, it's worthy as people food. That's why when it came to Pesach, in the beginning of Pesach, when we had the barley offering, the waving, the Oimes Oirim, right? They had the waving of the barley. He did it in the 6 directions to show that's all Hashem, right? But we were on a low level. That's why it's barley. When it comes to Shavuos, after we make the tikkunim over through the sphera, as we keep shedding a level of impurity and raising a level of impurity each day, and we come to the 49th level of purity, and we shed it off all of the impurity, now we have bread. And hence, that's the beauty of Shavuos. You had the shtei halechem. Okay, we got it? Okay. Valkein oz b'shas hagemar. That's why when it's about to be ready to become bread, you put the you have it as a dough. You have it as a dough, and the dough is rising. You have the dough rising. It's ready to be bread. It's almost ready. Oz miskaberes lemeshtateches asitracha miyoid milush botzek ad chimtzosai. From the time you need it till the time it grows until you get the kneading, the whole process. It's amazing. You see how it's growing up. You see the sitra achar is growing up. Unbelievable. That you see the bread keeps rising, the dough keeps rising. Kizer royim bechush shechometz toiv umutam lachila yoyser mimatzah. Well, we know that bread is tasty to eat than matzah, right? Most people will tell you that, right?
I like matzah.
What?
I understand. I'm not wrong.
Okay, but most people would like a nice fresh piece of bread over than eating a piece of cardboard. I mean, right. Reb Chaim always says that matzah is like cardboard. I mean, it is.
I think you speak Lashon Hara on my food that I love.
I'm not speaking Lashon Hara.
You said cardboard.
It's like, I mean, it's thin. It's most of the time it's a little. Okay. I'm not saying it's not good. Okay.
You make pizza matzah. You make matzah bread.
But he's saying that, you can still compare a fresh matzah to a nice slice of bread. Okay.
You give a piece of matzah to a person you can't see, who's blind, puts his hands over it and says, "Who wrote this drivel?"
Or at the Braille, right? Yeah, the reglach. They have to make the holes in here. Ki matzah hu lechem shadayin ulay nigmar tikkunai sheze ikar shei matzah. Oh, look at that! Isn't that look where Rav Nassan's going with this now? Matzah wasn't really finished. It didn't have a chance to rise. B'chipazon. We went out in haste. We baked it in a haste. Right? We said it takes 2 hours to make bread, dough. Right? Here, we do it, the whole thing is finished in 18 minutes. Valkein, Koru Rabbi Seidin, Zechon Levracha, Gam Ha'or, Sheinai Nigma Tikunai, B'Shei Matzah. Also light, that's not ready, it's called also Matzah, Kemei Shem Rabbi Seidin, Zechon Levracha, Matzah, Udif Torah, right, which is the idea of the light that's ended with when you mix the what do you call it, the flour with the water, right? But you don't let it rise. Al kain emes roi v'achila adam tamid hu lechem chometz taike ki oz nischametz ha'isa oz hu gomar tikunai. So the real tikkun for the bread is when it becomes chametz. Why? Because you still did all the mitzvahs for it, against it. So and then you bake it, and when you bake it, the soul goes into the part that was more well done. So that's the final tikkun. That's why it's better. It's better. Bread is better than matzah normally. But Pesach, that's impossible. You can't have the matzah. You can't have the bread. Abba Yisrael Am Kodesh Hamavdilim Hashem Yisbarach Mikol Atumos Asher Bachabanu Mikol Amim V'Nasan Lanu Es Tayrosai Raidi Yisur Lechol Shum Machol She'ein Biyodam Levoroi Me'achiz Sitracha HaKadosh Baruch Hu, He gives us our foods, right? We have some foods. The Tanya speaks a lot about this idea that you have food that comes from the klipas of the tameh, right? You have some things that are just you can't be metaken, right? Like you can't do anything with a piece of chazer. It's not, you can't do anything with it. It can't be real. And then you said that he teaches that there's an idea of klipas noga. Klipas noga it's like it has a possibility to be rectified, but it can also go the other way. The way I understand it, it's like a fork in the road. You come to the road, and there's a fork in the road. You want to go to the right, you want to go to the left. Right? For example, like you said, you have a piece of bread. So you have the piece of bread, and the person can just say, "Oh, that's so nice." Take the bread and put it in his mouth and eat it. well, then he didn't make any tikkun with that, right? Or the person could say, wait a second, I'm going to go wash my hands. I'm going to say, I'm going to put my 10 fingers on the bread, right? I'm going to say, Ha, Maitzi Lechem. And that's to remember the Chameshes, the Ganim of Eretz Yisrael, the 5 different grades of everything. So then I can make a tikkun, right? But the other guy, he doesn't do anything. So anything that we can't, it has no way to fix it. Hashem said, don't get involved in that. Don't eat shrotzim. Don't eat the shellfish. All of that. You can't fix that. Don't eat it. Stay away from it.
You can't fix it.
It can't be elevated.
It can't be elevated.
It can't be elevated. You can't elevate. There's nothing there to be elevated. It's bad.
Stuff that's not kosher, so it's not in the program.
It's not in the program. We only can eat things that we have the possibility to elevate. That's what we can eat. But something that has no possibility to be elevated, then we can't elevate it. So then Hashem says, don't get involved in that. We understand why we don't eat non-kosher. Tam kol hamacholos hasura. So that's the whole idea of all foods that are also for us to eat, that are prohibited for us to eat. And that's the idea of why chametz is so prohibited. Maybe that's a good word. Prohibited to be on Pesach. Even the idea on Pesach is bal yirah, bal yematzah. Not only can't you eat it, you shouldn't see it and don't have it. That's strange. Right? All year long, you can own things that are not kosher. You just don't eat them. Right? But Pesach comes along, chametz, you can't see it, you can't own it. Because then it's in the oven. The same way, Sasha, you said before. It's only in the process. It's not ready yet. It's in the process. We're in the process. We're not ready yet. That's why we can't eat anything else. It's dangerous for us. Right? The Zohar says that matzah has 2 properties. It's achlasa de svasa, achlasa de menusa. Right? Matzah has 2 properties to it. Right? It has achlasa, the svasa means it has like its medicinal properties to it. And people look at that and they say, but I don't know, I eat the matzah, it makes me feel terrible. Right? No, spiritual medicinal value. Okay, it can help you up spiritually, it can fix up you spiritually, and it's achlasa de menusa, it's emunah food. Right? You eat matzah, it's emunah. I realize that it's all HaKadosh Baruch Hu took us out of Mitzrayim. Why am I eating this matzah? Because He took us out before I was ready. The same way I'm not supposed to eat a fruit before it's ready. Hashem took me out and He told me, and He took us out b'bichi pazan, and that's why I'm eating the bread of bichi pazan. And why it has to be in Chodesh Av, because that's the time of bishul. It's not ready yet. You understand? It's time when the time.
No understanding of kashrut.
Yeah, sure.
It's like, I can't eat shellfish because
it can't be elevated. That's right. The whole point is elevation. You have to redeem things, elevate things. But if it has no possibility to be elevated, I stay away from it. Then, right? You understand?
Yeah, of course.
Okay, sure.
Because you want to do whatever we're eating, the whole purpose of eating, yes, take
right, and that's why
elevate.
right, and that's why on Pesach everything else is not permissive. It's prohibited because you can't elevate it yet. It's only we are in the stage of bishul. We're in the stage of ripening. We're not ready yet, so we can't eat that other stuff. It's dangerous to us when it comes to Pesach spiritually dangerous to us. The same way like this.
Matzah is?
No, chametz on Pesach. Matzah is like an antibiotic. It's a spiritual antibiotic, okay? A spiritual antibiotic, okay? They tell you, the doctor tells you to take your antibiotic in the morning, at night, right? Tells you to take it for 7 or sometimes 7 days, 10 days, whatever the program they have. Hashem says here, I'm giving you a prescription. I'm going to give you a prescription. And you need to take this prescription in Chodesh Aviv. No other time. No other time. It has to be in this time. Why? Because this is the time of Bishul. This is the time of Bishul. So you need to have this, and this is the time that you're going to get ripening. As you're ripening, you want to get some more nutrients. This is the matzah. The matzah is your spiritual nutrients you'll need in order to be able to be successful, to be able to go through Pesach, the time of Bishul, to get through Kriyas Yamsuf on Shvi Shel Pesach, to then be able to have matzah, chametz again. Then it's safe. The same way a person, he finishes taking his antibiotics, then he can resume his regular activities, right? While he's on his antibiotics, he stays away from certain things. He can't be involved with certain things. So too with us on Pesach, we can't be involved in chametz because it's dangerous for us.
The other thing it says here, if I'm getting there, I apologize, because I sometimes do read ahead, but it says that when it's becoming chametz, if it's rising, then the Sitra can come in and take all of the things that that have been lost, or they were trying to capture it, but he can't do it when it's matzah.
You went ahead. The Haider Shekvar Heim Semuchem Yoy Tikunum Avaladayim Lei Nigma Tikunum. They're very close to getting ready to be elevated, but they're not there yet. Therefore, don't get involved with it. Like we explained, that's why you specifically have to eat matzah. That is the prescription. Eat the matzah, Hashem says. The Hainu, take of loshin. Ha'isa, when you're kneading the dough, koidim shemes chalekes leis chametz, before it can turn into chametz. Ki ein lanu koyach ata levor la'ales avedas ki im ad lebechinas matzah. We only have the ability for us to rectify it to the level of matzah 18 minutes. We can't wait the 2 hours. Only can wait the 18 minutes. When the one that we have to go the higher level, that you let the dough rise and to turn into bread, milush abetzek ad chimutzai, until from the time you knead it, and then you let it wait until it rises up. Ze ein koyach b'yadeinu ata levar. We don't have within us the ability to clarify that, to elevate it. So the same way the non-kosher food is usher to us because we can't elevate it, because it has nothing. So to here, we're not ready to elevate anything other than matzah. We're at that level, we're weak. Right? When a person has, let's say a person's weak, he can only have so much activity, right? We understand that physically, right? When a person's not well, right? So he's on his antibiotics. So of course we understand the person limits some of his things that he's doing because he feels weak. We're weak, spiritually weak. And if you wait more and you let it turn into chametz, if you don't wait, if you don't have that timer and you're not watching the clock, and you're not careful that it doesn't go over 18 minutes, it's not enough that you won't be able to clarify it and elevate it. But the Sitra Achel Mamish attack you. He'll attack because he has the ability to attack you. Because again, you're going into something that's dangerous for you. You don't have the fortification for it. And you're going into a situation where you don't have the fortification to protect you. Therefore, don't get involved. Stay away from it. It's fascinating the way he explains it here. No, to understand why is the Torah so adamant? Bal Yeroi, Bal Matzah, I can't see it, I can't have anything to do with it. Nothing. It's Asa b'mashahu. We don't have anything else like that in halacha. There's no such a thing as a mashahu. There's no such a thing. A chametz is asa b'mashu, not even a morsel. Because a morsel can infect the person. The same way if a person is sick, right, there's an intensive care unit, a person's intensive care unit, they're very careful. They make sure it's sterile. Everything's very clean there. They make sure that nothing goes in. Not anyone can go in there. If a person goes in there, they have to put on a gown, they have to put on a mask, they have to protect, because again, it's very crucial if the person doesn't get infected by an outside germ. The chametz is an outside germ that can infect us.
So it's like we don't have the immune system.
We don't have the immune
Protected.
system. We don't have the fortification. Exactly.
Can just come in there and do whatever they want.
They want, exactly.
Oh.
Ki hi ay reves ata ma'oid ma'oid lis aches ba'avedus machma sheroye shemaitzi and oisai mipeh. You see, I know the Sitracha knows. Hey, you have a big opportunity over here, so he's lurking over here. And that's why, of course, in Israel, they have to tell when it comes to Pesach, make sure you have chametz in the hospital. Could you believe that? Could you believe that?
It says the same thing as being...
The Supreme Court said that you have to bring chametz into the hospital. That's what they said here. That's what the mamash is sitracha. Those 15 judges, they're mamish, each one of them is an agent of the sitracha. You can't say anything else. Why? It's supposed to be a free country. So it's free. I don't want to bring it in my place. Why do I have to bring it in my place? No, you have to bring it in.
So are we so weak because like we're
Oh,
at the
Hashem,
49th
please
level?
help us from this. What?
Is that we're weak?
Shalom, is that true what happened? Sad, right? Is there any way to explain that? Huh?
No.
You want to say something?
No, it's not that you're not required to bring in chametz in the hospital, but you're not allowed
To stop someone from bringing it in.
to bring it in there.
Right. If the Arab wants to bring in a sandwich, they can bring in whatever they want. Right.
Unfortunately, Jew also.
Yeah.
I want to be Milan. Okay.
So are we that weak because we're at the 49th level? Is that... how
No,
you
and
feel
when
our
was
immune
it?
system?
And is it very interesting that they say in the hospital, we're sick.
Right.
It's so ironic, Mamish. It's so ironic. Okay, but if you really understand what's going on, you see how the games they play. It's so wow. How'd that even come up?
It's like now they
For 7 days, so you don't bring in a sandwich. Big deal.
the order that so that the women should be like in armored forces in tanks and everything, and,
Yeah.
and they want also Haredim to be drafted in there. Like, make your mind, you know.
Yeah, I understand.
Zel b'zel.
Yeah, it's all the same thing. It's all from the side of the situation. Okay. Aval bechemlas Hashem migoydel ha'ora shemeir oz bechazdei ein koyach la'sitra acher al avedus klal aval ha'tikkun shel ha'ora ha'gedoyel hazois he rak bechinas matzah bechinas chipazon. So HaKadosh Baruch Hu knows it. So He sets it up for us in that way that you'll do it in a way of chipazon. You'll eat your matzah the way it has to be done, and don't get involved. And that's where all these other things came about, that people don't eat gebruks. Where did this idea of don't eat gebruk? Gebruks means you don't make a matzah pizza, right? Why? Because again, if you have, where did that even come from? Let's just discuss it for 1 second. Where did it come from that there's an idea of gebruks? You can't put matzah in your chicken soup. Right? Why can't you do that? What's the problem? I'll tell you what the problem is. If you break open a piece of matzah and you really look at it, you'll see sometimes there's flour in it that wasn't actually baked. It wasn't mixed. You can actually see it. If you open up the matzah and you really look at it, you'll see there could be a grain, a little flour. You may see some flour in there that wasn't actually baked. Now the problem is if I put that matzah that has that flour in there into my soup, and this flour in there, well, it could become chametz. And the problem is that on Pesach it's asa b'mashu, even a morsel. So if you say it's only one little, that's no good. Yeah, it was only one little granular of flour, but that's no good. That defiles the whole thing.
Well, that could be true of matzah brai as well, then.
Yeah. All the things of matzah. Yeah.
Oh,
You
as
don't
you
eat the
said,
brooks, you don't eat matzah.
You don't eat matzah bride. No, you don't eat matzah bride. No matzah bride.
so, but you said also matzah pizza, right?
Yeah, matzah piece, same thing. You put the cheese on you put the sauce and the cheese on the thing. You put it in the oven. You put it in the oven. You cook now. While it's in the oven, if there was any flour there, if it's totally baked, fine.
Right.
But if there was some flour in it, it's possible.
You can't know if it's totally baked.
You don't know, and that's the reason why I'm just explaining to you the reason why people don't eat gebrokst. Okay, the reason why they don't do that.
Actually,
Okay.
they have no matzah
I didn't even know
on
what
the
a
table at all.
Until
You don't know
I
what?
didn't know what a gebrach was.
Oh, you didn't know? Okay. You see, we're learning.
No,
Okay.
but
They eat matzah, clean the table, and then eat the food. There's no matzah on the table by the meal.
No, they have matzah on the table. No, that's
It
not
depends.
true.
I've
Even
seen
if-
people eating in the
Okay,
bags, you know.
okay. But that's another level. Okay, but you have matzah. You just don't put the matzah mix it with. Okay, whatever. Okay, that's not the point. I'm just showing you. It's so careful. Okay, okay. Ba'matzah nimshochin ata kol hakedushas v'chol ha'aretz hagedolim hamir mata v'pesach. So in the matzah it has in there all of the holiness, like we said. It's achlasa d'svasa, achlasa de menusa. It's emunah food. It has the whole idea of Pesach is emunah, to believe in Hashem. That Hashem took us out of Mitzrayim. That Kodesh Baruch Hu took us out. It was His own kindness that took us out. That's emunah. Right? Ki kluyim b'seicha kol ha'aveda shenimtzo within that matzah has all the avedas, all these lost things are in there. She'em nitzotzes kedoshas kisha oilim heim oires kedolim shemeirin harbe b'koyach hara gedolah shemeir aleim ata. Now you have the ability, because it's such a special time. Again, Chodesh Aviv, and you're eating the prescription that you're supposed to have in the Chodesh Aviv. You're building your immune system. You're getting it ready. You're fortifying yourself. You have such an ability to make such rectifications at that time. Aval take it kishiyamtin oid chas v'sholem ad shehitzchil ha'isa l'schametz. But if you wait, just a little bit. It's 18 minutes and 2 seconds. Oh, it's no good. No good. Even you wait a little bit. Tach service, oira, sitrach, and the sitrach is right there. He's waiting right by the clock. He's waiting by the, he's 18:01, 1 second. Here, I'm in there. You let him in. He gets infected. The bread that matzah gets infected. And the same way, if a person has something, if he's what do you call it? When they say when the person is very sick, he's
Contagious?
not contagious. No. His immune system is
Immunosuppressed.
immunosuppressed. When the person has an immune system that's suppressed, he's very susceptible. He'll be very careful. That person will be very, very careful where they go and everything they'll do, right? That's the idea. Everything is always a mushal for the nimshal, always. That's the mushal for this nimshal. Okay, there we go. You can't subdue it. You don't have the ability. You don't have the immune system to knock it down. Therefore, it's very, very strict. We're very strict on the Yisur Chometz. Ki sham achizas hasitracha ata b'Pesach. Al kein rogil b'divrei Rabbeinu zechrein levracha lahachnois tamid shem hayetz hara v'hasitracha b'shem chometz usar. That's why Chazal and all the Svarim HaKadoshim, they all bring up, they call the yetz hara, they call him chometz, they call him the sa'ar shebe'isa. Right? They all these names for him. I want to do the right thing, Hashem, but you give me this Yetzirah and he's stopping me from doing what I want to do. I want to serve you, but there's this Sar Shebe'isa that doesn't allow me to serve you. He's waiting right there. He wants to jump in. He wants to get in there. He's not allowed in before the 18 minutes. Once that 18 minutes, he can jump right in. He's waiting over there. Avalacha Kriyas Yamsuf, but after Kriyas Yamsuf, let's just finish the piece here. Avacha Kriyas Yamsuf, Shos Noflu Asitracha. The Sitracha fell. Paray with all his 9 million men, they all fell. They got knocked down. Shema Mitzrayim Legamri. They got a good zetz. Right, Kvar Niskachu Yisrael Harbe Klai. So we were elevated on Kedusha. Why? Because we had emunah in Hashem. We cried out to Hashem. So we did the Rotzi and the Shav. We understood how when HaKadosh Baruch Hu took us out, and we knew how to do when we were down, we knew how to get back to HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Because we start counting the Sphira, shedding off the impurity, raising up the level of impurity. That's what we do every day of Sphira. Right? The first day of Sphira, we shed off the 49th level of purity, and we raise to the first level of Kedusha. The second day, we shed off the 48th level of impurity, and we rise to the second. The third day, the 47th, and we rise to the third, and so on and so forth. We came to Yira and Emunah. We know we say that every single morning. We said it every single morning right before the Oz Yoshev, and we all gained what we were able to gain, what we accomplished when we were in the Yamsuf. We saw how HaKadosh Baruch Hu loved us. And therefore, after Pesach, we're fixed. We were healed. We took our prescription. We stayed away from the chametz. We got our immune system back again. Now we can deal with the chametz. Now we like the delicious chametz. It's okay, no problem. I know I can take the chametz, look at the bread, and see how delicious it is, but I can make my bracha on it, recognize that Hashem gave it to me, that it came from the Noyam Elyon. It's all from HaKadosh Baruch Hu. But when I'm going out of Mitzrayim, Oz Ikar Aliyas Avedas, that's the time that we're raising up Avedas, Al Yedei Ha'oris HaChazdai, through the Or of Hashem, the Chesed of Hashem, V'adayin Ein Koyach L'Sakin HaChometz, Al Kein Oz Krucha Sitracha B'HaChometz, therefore the Sitracha is waiting and lurking. He's lurking. Krucha, I think that's a good word for that, right? Krucha is lurking? He's lurking.
No, Krucha means
bound up with.
He's bound, he's lurking in there, he's trying to get in there. His Koruch he's trying to get in there. He's trying to get in there. He's lurking there. Okay, don't look at it, don't see it, don't have it, have nothing to do with it. It's Aser. Okay, that finishes as Zion. That's such an amazing hachana for Pesach, right? If you want to understand Pesach, this is the lesson here, really. If you want to understand why you can't have chametz on Pesach, why we're so adamant for chametz on Pesach, I think this explains it very, very well. Let's do a halach in Kitzur Shulchan Aruch. Okay.
He's infested in the chametz.
He's infested. There we go. Okay, today I think we're finishing, we're in Chav Zion today, right? 27? Yeah, today's a book. Okay, so we have time. We can do it? Can we do it? Okay, guys. Okay, we're going to finish today. We're in Kitzur Shulchan Aruch in Hilchos Shmiras Aguf Al Pi HaTeva. How do you naturally take care of your body and be healthy?
26.
No, we did 26 yesterday. We did 26 we have good air, live on the mountain. If you live on the mountain, it's good. Remember?
No, he's right.
Oh, we have to do 26?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, Tov. Okay. Oh, sorry, okay. 26, excuse me. Okay, short one. When you have air, you don't want it to be too hot, too cold, right? It has to be, okay. You don't want it too hot, you don't want it too cold. Don't make your house too warm in the summer, in the winter time. A lot of people, they make that, it's a phenomenon, really, it's amazing. In the summertime, they keep their house, let's say let's say we'll do Fahrenheit. They like their house at 69 degrees. But when it comes to the wintertime, they keep the house at 75 degrees. The people are crazy. Oh, I have to be warm. What do you mean you have to be warm? What's the difference? Inside you have controlled temperature. What's the difference? If it's controlled, you like 68, 69, or 70, why do I need more in the wintertime? He says it's not good for you. Ki al yedeyu roi v'chamimus harbe chaloyim bayim rachman l'tzad. People can get sick. Because again, why? Because if you have it's too warm, like we're learning before, this is amazing. The same way, if you have the chametz on Pesach, it can infect you. The same way, if there's any kind of different bacterias in the air, viruses in the air, if it's very warm, they live. They can live and they can fester in the house. And the people, chas v'shalom, can get sick if they're living in a situation where they're too warm. Ella yechamemai ba'ofen asher lo yargeshum karirus. You should make it warm that you don't feel cold. You don't need to feel hot. You don't want to be cold. That's all. You do the minimum. He says the minimum that you don't feel cold. Don't overwarm your homes in the wintertime. The gas company would not like this. The electric company would not like this information. But follow halacha and save money. Kol tov, everybody.